fight. It was just about witnessing, just sitting back and being like, wow, this guy's good. I mean, he treated this guy like a sparring. He beat him easy. I mean, and that is, you know, that is something even I didn't expect.
But he wouldn't stop. Floyd was boxing him up. Yeah. So Floyd is just piecing him up. So Floyd, you know, I mean, even at 46, he's the greatest of all time. He caught Floyd a couple times with some little shots, but mostly he's just getting boxed up.
That infamous sparring footage of Floyd Mayweather getting outworked by Terence Crawford has become a ghost that haunts his legacy. It's the clip critics cling to, the so-called proof that the king wasn't as untouchable as he seemed when the cameras weren't rolling. But what if the whole story was a lie? Not the sparring itself, but the leak. According to boxing insider Paulie Malignaggi, everyone's been played. This wasn't some shocking accident. It was a setup. And the mastermind behind it all was the very man it was meant to embarrass. The clip, now legendary in boxing circles, shows a young, hungry Terence "Bud" Crawford stepping into the sacred grounds of the Mayweather Boxing Club. And in that ring, he's not just surviving against the untouchable Floyd Mayweather. He looks like he's taking over.
If you look at the scope of Crawford's career, he's made every world-class fighter look like easy work. It's really been something special to watch, to achieve, and you know, he fights out of two stands.
He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counter punches in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand. The way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too. Man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success.
The footage is raw and unfiltered. It shows Floyd looking human for once, taking clean shots, and getting pushed back by a younger, hungrier fighter inside his own fortress, the infamous doghouse. When it first surfaced, it shook the boxing world. This was a crack in the armor of invincibility Floyd had spent his entire career building. To his critics, it was proof that the legend could bleed. To Crawford's fans, it was the moment that confirmed he was destined for greatness. But for those who truly understand how boxing gyms work, one question echoed louder than the punches. How did this footage even get out? Because leaks like that are nearly impossible. Inside the gym, there's an unwritten law, a code of silence. It's not just about keeping things private. It's about respect, loyalty, and protecting the sacred process that happens behind closed doors.
I spar Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Some of them be hard. You can't replace soft sparring, a comparison to get ready for a fight. I can hit the bag, I can hit the mitts all that I want, but nothing's coming back. I'm not feeling that presence of a person pushing me, hitting me, holding me. When the fight comes and everything is full blast, full speed, I'm not going to be able to keep up because I didn't train that way. There got to be days where that fighter is trying to put it on you because you fight how you spar how you fight. now you're getting used to that. Now your body is getting in shape. So sparring is very important.
Fighters need a sanctuary, a place where they can sharpen their skills, make mistakes, and be vulnerable without the world picking them apart. Leaking sparring footage is the ultimate betrayal. Now picture that rule inside Floyd Mayweather's camp, an operation run like a military unit. His gym isn't some open-door facility, it's a fortress. Floyd is a billionaire who built his empire on controlling every fragment of his image. The idea that some random person could slip in a camera, capture the golden goose getting worked over, and stroll out unnoticed is ridiculous. It would never happen. So if it wasn't an accident, then what was it? The truth is far more calculated than anyone ever imagined.
Terence "Bud" Crawford makes history. A lot to unpack on an amazing performance by Terence Crawford. Wasn't the most exciting fight, but really it was about Bud Crawford. It was about what he accomplished tonight, and it was about, you know, becoming the first undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era in 3 different weight classes.
This is where Paulie Malignaggi steps in and connects the dots no one else could see. A veteran who's lived the sport from the inside, Paulie watched that footage and the way it surfaced, and instantly knew something wasn't right.
But in boxing, typically, we see that the new guys never get the credit of the old guys. No matter what, any boxing fans, pundits, or even new boxing fans, they say, no, the old guys are the best, and these guys may be able to be in the conversation, but definitely not better than them. Dude, you gotta make at least a conversation point to talk about Usyk and Crawford being GOAT status. You know, like, I'm not telling you gotta make them GOAT status, but bro, you know what? You gotta at least have that conversation. They've been that good, and we've gotten to witness them to be that good, and I think that's something amazing. I mean, from my end, you know, to have seen them both do this, and what I saw tonight do. Crawford.
He dropped a bombshell theory that flips the whole story upside down. According to Paulie, the infamous clip wasn't a leak at all. It was a plant. A deliberate, strategic release orchestrated by the very man who appeared to lose in it. Floyd Mayweather himself. Paulie swears the only way that footage could ever see the light of day is if Floyd, or someone in his most trusted inner circle, gave the green light. It was a controlled burn, designed to look like a wildfire. This changes everything. Suddenly, it's not about who won a sparring session. It's a masterclass in media manipulation. And when you start following Paulie's logic, it's hard to argue. Ask yourself this: who on earth would have the nerve to cross Floyd Mayweather? Who built his empire on loyalty and cutting out anyone who crosses him doesn't get blindsided. A sparring partner, a trainer, even a security guard. Anyone who dared to leak that footage would be committing career suicide. They wouldn't just get fired. Their name would be poison in every boxing gym from Las Vegas to London. They'd be erased from the sport, a ghost no one would touch again. The risk is catastrophic, and the reward is non-existent. The only person who could greenlight a release like that without suffering any fallout is the man sitting at the top of the pyramid. And that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. The order to release the tape came from Floyd himself. But then comes the million-dollar question. Why would a man with an ego as big as Floyd's ever leak footage of his own defeat?
I wanted Crawford to win.
Yeah.
That's who I wanted to win. So
Yeah.
everything is all good. Las Vegas, we do the same thing every time, you know what I'm saying?
How impressed were you by Terence last night?
I was very impressed. The combos,
Yeah.
I loved it. You did what I'm saying? Bop, bop, bop. I said, hold on. Then he went back, bop, bop. I said, okay, it's real. You feel me? Yeah, man.
What you want to see next?
Next, I want to see
1 second, bro. You see him?
Soldier Boy in the boxing ring.
Who do you think Terence should fight next up? Do you think he's greater than Floyd, in your opinion?
Have a good one,
I
boss.
think that everybody got their own name, everybody got their own shine.
Yeah.
Much love.
Thank you, bro.
The answer has little to do with boxing and everything to do with business. It was a calculated marketing move built on one timeless principle: relevancy. By the time that clip started making waves, Floyd was already retired, while Terence Crawford was climbing fast, dominating pound-for-pound rankings and commanding the spotlight that Floyd once owned.
He lost to a smaller guy. I feel that the organizations and the belt have been hostage for a very long time. Now, you know, it's nice to see. To me, it was more like a Rocky movie, and you see that those belts are free. You know, now a lot of people are going to have more opportunities, because I think that Terence Crawford does not have the power that Canelo had, and to do whatever like Canelo was doing, Crawford, I don't think he has that. So I think little by little they're going to take those belts away, or he has to defend them, and the task is going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, because David mentioned that he felt that should have been him. Like, it should have been his moment when that fight happened in Vegas, and that he would have had the same result. Like, he would have beaten him.
Yeah, for sure, and that's the reason that Canelo was asking for $200 million, because he knew that it was a big risk. And at the end of the day, you know, he lost to a smaller guy.
By leaking a video that showed him looking vulnerable against the new top dog, Floyd brilliantly tied his name to Crawford's rise. Instead of fading into the background, he made sure every conversation about boxing's future still circled back to him.
I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, oh, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be. Because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation. I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. First, Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly.
Suddenly, every conversation about Crawford's rise had to mention Mayweather. Floyd's name stayed in the headlines, woven into the story of the next generation's greatest fighter. He wasn't just a retired legend anymore. He became the standard, the ghost Crawford had to chase. In a twisted kind of genius, Floyd wins by losing. He gives up a small piece of his pride to protect a massive piece of his power and market presence in the boxing world.
I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous, tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And
this move is classic Floyd Mayweather, straight from the playbook of one of boxing's greatest promotional masterminds. His career was built on manufacturing drama and owning the narrative. He perfected the art of being the villain, knowing that love and hate both sell tickets. And he created the money persona, a character so magnetic that people would pay anything just to see him lose. He always knew that in today's media world, controversy is currency and silence is death. The sparring leak was just another calculated move disguised as an accident, a checkmate no one saw coming. And while it boosted Floyd's brand, it also changed how we see everyone else involved, even casting a shadow over Crawford's dominance in that clip, reframing it as just another act in the ongoing Mayweather saga. It raises the question, are any fighters truly independent, or are they all just playing roles in Floyd's story? That's his power. Even in retirement, he still controls the spotlight, the sun around which boxing continues to orbit.
The whole fight, you know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved Crawford, you know. There were some good body shots Canelo was throwing, but Crawford started countering those very, very well. I think the key points started coming once after the first round. Crawford shifted a lot and moved a lot. I wanted to just kind of see where Canelo's power was at. He caught a couple of shots on the gloves, and I think there came a point in the first 1 or 2 rounds where Crawford said, "This guy's not as strong as I thought." Because
That one leaked clip captures everything about his career: skill, marketing brilliance, and manipulation that borders on art. So when you see that footage online, remember, it's not just a sparring session, it's a masterstroke of strategy from a man who never stops playing the game. Paulie Malignaggi simply pulled back the curtain and exposed it for what it was: a power move from a man who refuses to fade away. The real question isn't who won the spar, but what game is being played outside the ring. Is this proof of Floyd's promotional genius? A move so clever he wins even when he loses? Or was it a rare moment where the king was truly exposed and his team spun the story after the fact? Tell me what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss what's next.
Because you started seeing Crawford hold his ground more and more, and you started seeing Crawford, doing a lot of catching and shooting. And in order to do a lot of catching and shooting, you got to be willing to take the shot, even if you're going to block it. If a guy's a big puncher, even blocking it can be uncomfortable. And Crawford started getting comfortable catching and shooting sharp shots. Crawford never loaded up, but he was sharp the whole night. Sharp with the jab, sharp with the counters, some well-placed body shots as well. Canelo landed here and there. I thought Canelo got really frustrated. I felt that headbutt was a little bit more than accidental, to tell you the truth. When he cut Crawford, I thought that was a little bit more frustration.